नमो नमः. Tips to teach yourself Sanskritam, Sambhashana Sanskritam ch. Part 9, Derivation and Integration. Your co-student S.L. Abhyankar. Title of this Part 9 as Derivation and Integration may surprise you. Actually, derivation and integration are two aspects of the mathematics of calculus. Why do I refer to them in this study of Tips to Teach Yourself Sanskritam? Having studied avyayani, subantaha, tingantaha, krudantaha, sandhayaha and samasaha, I was debating with myself whether I should also touch upon tadhitaha. Earlier, I was also debating with myself whether I should discuss sandhayaha and samasaha, thinking that one wanting to study basically Sambhashana Sanskritam may not need study of sandhayaha and samasaha. After second thought, I did discuss sandhaya and samasa. It is similar second thought which prompts me to discuss tadhita. Basically, one part of building the skill of spoken Sanskrit, Sambhashana Sanskritam, is to understand how phrases and sentences are composed in Sanskrit. But phrases and sentences are made up of words. Actually, one would agree that basic linguistic skill of learning a language is to develop the skill of word building. A child also learns its mother tongue only word by word. All the foregone study of avyayani, subantaha, tingantaha, krudantaha, sandhaya and samasaha has been a study of word building only. The Sanskrit word for word is shabda. This word shabda also means sound. Speaking is nothing but emitting sounds. Sounds following a certain discipline make that language, which has that discipline inherent. Speaking a certain language is emitting sounds conforming to that discipline. So, having studied samasaha, came to mind a word mahatmyam. Is this a compound word? Two words which seem to be obvious in Mahatmyam are Maha and Atma. But is Mahatmyam a compound word, containing the components Maha and Atma? No. How then is Mahatmyam related to Maha and Atma? As is obvious, Mahatmyam is a characteristics of Mahatma. The word Mahatmyam integrates Maha, Atma and also the characteristics of Mahatma. So, integration. Conversely, how is the word Mahatmyam derived? It is derived from Maha Atma, also applying the prakriya by which Mahatmyam denote the characteristics of Mahatma. Basically, Mahatma means a great person and Mahatmyam means greatness. Note, Mahatma is a noun or an adjective and Mahatmyam is an abstract noun. In English also, greatness, the abstract noun, is by suffixing ness to the adjective great. In Sanskrit grammar, all such words derived further from a noun, pronoun or adjective are called as tadhitaha. Note this word tadhitaha, singular, is a samasa comprising two components tat plus hitaha, where tat, the pronoun, stands for a noun, pronoun or adjective which already exists and hitaha means held, obtained therefrom. Tasmat hitaha iti tadhitaha. Panchami tatpurusha. So Mahatmyam is a tadhitaha from Mahatma. Actually, similar to Mahatmyam is another tadhitaha, Mahatvam, derived from Visheshanam Mahat. Note, Mahat plus Tvam is equal to Mahatvam. Here, tadhita pratyaha is Tva. Note, Mahat means great, big, large, heavy, huge. Mahatvam means importance due to its greatness, hugeness, weightiness. There is greatness in both Mahatmyam and Mahatvam. But Mahatmyam has Atma, soulfulness also in it. One interesting Tadhitaha is Tattvam. Note, Tattvam is Tat plus Tvam. That is, it has Tadhita Pratyaha Tva. Note, Tat means it and Tva means ness. Tattvam means itness. Isn't it true that every it has its own distinctive itness? By dictionary meaning, Tattvam means principle. Tattvajnanam means philosophy. Means that branch of study wherein one acquires knowledge of itness of every it. Who I am, what the world is, who I am in relation to the world, etc. Tattvajnanam, philosophy. The concept of Tadhita somewhat goes beyond obtaining new words from already existing noun, pronoun and adjective. In the very first sloka of Gita, there is the word mamakaha, which is prathama bahochanam of mamaka. Tadhitaha from mama, which is shashti ekvachanam of asmat. That means one can get tadhitaha not only from noun, pronoun or adjective, that is from such pratipadikani, but also from a subantaha, such as mama. As such, plain meaning of mamakaha is mine. Those who are mine. From this meaning, mine, there is a tadhitaha, for this meaning, mine, there is a tadhitaha madiyaha. In that slokaha, could that word have been madiyaha instead of mamakaha? Of course, yes. Is there then some significance of using mamakaha instead of madiyaha? Yes. Mamakaha has a sense of greater affection. The shlokaha is an utterance by Dhritarashtra, who, even if he was the king, he was partisan. He had greater affection unto his sons than unto Pandavaha. Use of mamakaha instead of madiyaha has that nuance. It brings out the character of Dhritarashtra, partisanship. That nuance can be appreciated only by study of Tadhita. In Gita, Sri Krishna Bhagavan addresses Arjuna as Kaunteya. This is also a Tadhita. Kuntyaha apatyam iti Kaunteya. So Kaunteya is apatyavachaka Tadhita from Kunti. Note, Kaunteya is Visheshanam and applies well also to Yudhishthira and Bhima. Note, Pandavaha were 5, but Kaunteya only 3. Tadhitaha are detailed in as many as 1115 sutrani, starting from 4176 to 54160, which is 28% of Ashtadhyayi. As such, Tadhita Vicharaha is more etymological than grammatical. It is about Vitpattihi or Niruktam than Vyakaranam. That is why I was debating with myself whether I should discuss it at all. I hope my second thought, to anyway present at least a glimpse of it, is useful and interesting. May it be noted, there are 6 Vedanga mentioned. Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandaha, Niruktam, Kalpaha, Jyotisham. I would consider them to be 6 perspectives of study of any Ruk of Rigveda, of any Sama of a Samaveda, of any Mantra of Yajurveda, of any Shloka of Gita, or of any portion of a Sanskrit text. Tadhita Vicharaha is study of Niruktam perspective. This perspective is also very charming because it brings forth nuances. It is so self-satisfying, joyous. Although all study, all Sanskritabhyasa in particular, is for self-satisfaction, swantas sukhaya. Sharing the study is sharing the joy. Sharing studies is inherent to Sanskrit culture. There does not seem to be any great anxiety of intellectual property right. The thought more common is sharing the study is sharing the joy. Shubhamastu.